This is for the sled dogs in the trenches. Real hockey parents, real stories. The good and the gong show. No filters, no sugarcoating, no politics. Just straight hockey talk and the best guests around the barn. Welcome to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast. All right, boys, grind them corners, chirp responsibly, and bring that savage fire.
Welcome back to episode 60 of the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents that are in the trenches.
In the trenches.
And thank you to BJD for our awesome intro. You can find him at Big John Dangle's Instagram. BJD does a fantastic job of all of his stuff. The guy's very, very talented. So thank you to BJD for the awesome intro. We really appreciate it.
And for anyone that's not familiar with his stuff and you are listening to us only, check him out on Instagram.
So good.
So or go to our YouTube channel and watch the opening to our pod.
Yeah.
So then you'll see what's behind the voice. Might not be what you're thinking if you're not familiar.
Yes. Matter of fact, it's funny that you mentioned that about him because Stacy was talking to me earlier today, and Stacy was saying she was not sure. It took her by surprise at first, the first time she heard it, but now she likes it.
Yeah, it's grown on her.
Yeah, it is 100% grown on her. Yeah.
Matter
of fact, she likes the chirp responsibly. She was telling me.
Yes.
Yeah, so she likes kind of a lot of the stuff that we have on there and grind them corners. She likes that too. Yeah. So
what about the sled dogs?
That's one of my favorite parts, by the way. This is for the sled dogs in the trenches. And coming from that little guy is epic.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a mismatch.
100%.
Yeah.
It's so good. And like you said last episode, the diamond encrusted AAA logo around it that adorns his neck.
Yes.
Adorns his neck.
Yes. Is that? I don't know. You could tell me either one.
Adorns another adorns.
I don't remember you for being much of a dictionary yourself.
A vocabariest.
That's definitely not a word that would pop into my mind when I look at you.
Hey, listen, no, I have a decent vocabulary.
Oh, do you? Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. It sounds like it. I mean,
I can't spell for shit.
No.
But I have a decent vocabulary.
Yeah, autocorrect now.
100%, buddy.
Which I have to say.
Thank God for spell check.
Or spell check. But like for parents of kids that are like, they don't even teach handwriting anymore. Like,
I was talking about that the other day.
It's so crazy. And they don't teach handwriting. And then when it comes to spelling, lots of leeway there. Also with punctuation. Punctuation.
Are you good at punctuation?
I mean, I'm not bad.
You're not bad?
But I'm no wizard with all this stuff. But the point is, the number of times I would tell my kids, capitalization, capitalization.
Oh, you're looking for the
punctuation and spelling.
Yeah.
What's this? It was the A. Unless I'm the
no.
I
see what you're trying to say. I don't remember what.
It's COP. Capitalization, organization, punctuation, and spelling. I think.
I missed that day of school.
COPS. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But then the teachers are like, well, it's not part of the curriculum and this and that. I'm like, this is unreal.
Can I tell you, my stepdad?
Yeah.
He's like pretty like militant about punctuation and spelling and stuff like that. Yeah. And I text in run-on sentences.
And he gives you feedback?
No, he tells my mother about it. He's like, your son texts just like you. She's like, yeah, I know.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. Are you
Bob.
surprised? Because he's pretty like studious. So he does
You're
not.
making me want to send him a text message now.
I'm telling you, like when you send him a text message and you don't use correct, and I never do. I do not text. I'm telling you, I text and run on sentences.
Yeah. Wait, do you voice to text or you type?
I don't voice to text.
You don't voice to text?
I do not. Yeah.
I feel like so I never do it either, but I'm starting to think I need to get down with that.
So you want to hear something funny? It's funny you mentioned we're talking about like our parents and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Like I do not use voice to text, but can I tell you, like my father-in-law?
Yeah.
When I tell you, like when he discovered Siri,
yeah,
like Siri was like I kid you not. Like we're walking in Martha's Vineyard and like we're looking for a store, and he's like, Siri, where is now? And I'm Googling it while he's doing this, and I found it in like 3 seconds.
Right.
And he's waiting for Siri to respond, and Siri's thinking he's asking something else, and he's asking it again, and he's asking like a third or fourth time.
Totally.
I mean, like, oh my God, I have the best.
Siri's annoying.
I have the best story. Ready? So this exact same time that we're walking in, we were in like Vineyard Haven, if you're familiar with the Vineyard.
No.
Okay. Well, for the people that are, we were in Vineyard Haven, which is right by one of the ferry stops to get to the island. So it was this exact same time. I was like messing around. I was laughing at him for like talking to Siri all the time. Yeah. Right. And now he has ChatGPT. It's like anything he can ask ChatGPT or Siri, he does. Right. It's the funniest shit, right? He loves any like talk to text or like talk to like so we're in because I was kind of making fun of him for like talking to Siri, you know. I was busting his chops, and so I pick up Siri and I activate Siri and I go, Siri, I go, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Okay, right? Yeah. So the first response was some wise ass comment back like, well, what kind of woodchuck is it? An African woodchuck? Is it like that? Right? And I was like, so I asked it again, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And then it gave like again another like asinine, like it was busting my chops back. Okay. Which I had never. It should, but I didn't realize that it could do that. Yeah. Right. So then I asked it a third time, and its response to how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, it responded to me with, how much ground could a groundhog pound if a groundhog pounds ground, something like that. Yeah. The ending. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, what a funny response back. And then I asked it again, and it goes, don't you have anything better to do? I'm like, all right, that's enough. Really? Yeah, man. Standing on the sidewalk in Martha's Vineyard. That's really funny. Yeah, we were just kind of messing around with it. I didn't realize it was going to respond to me like that. Yeah. But the how much ground could a groundhog pound? If a groundhog could pound ground, something like that. Right. Yeah, I forgot how it ended, but it was. Yeah, man, she's sassy.
That's funny. There was a ChatGPT had like I think a short-lived like chatbot or whatever, a GPT. Right. That was called Monday. Okay. And Monday was this like incredibly sarcastic, dry humored like personality that if you typed to it, it would just give you some like a cup full of sarcasm back. Right. And it was really annoying at first because I didn't realize I was chatting with Monday, or if I did, I just thought it was like a new I had no idea that it was like a personality. And it was writing back to me. I'm like, dude, this is a grumpy piece of shit.
You're like, I don't like using this.
Fuck this. Downgrade. Seriously. Get away from this upgrade. Yeah, you're like, I want downgrade. Exactly. But anyway.
That's funny, buddy. Yeah.
So how did we get here?
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
How about them partners?
What?
How about them partners?
How about them?
Howie's Hockey, Crazy 10.
Oh, sorry. And you know what honestly went through my mind? Those partners. You know what? I really thought this was like yet another like movie line that like I was like, yeah, didn't see it.
No, you're good, bud. Oh, no, you're good
sweet.
Here. Yeah, no, you're good. I was talking about Howie's Hockey, Crazy 10. Go get Scott's favorite, the candle. Go get the yellow-handled scissors, which Stacy wants a shirt with that on, by the way.
So, well, listen, you should just email Howie's and let them know that there's an opportunity to
collaborate with us.
A mispronunciation on the scissors.
The yellow-handled scissors.
Yes.
But yeah, so if you need tape, laces, gear, any of your Howie's Hockey essentials, go to howieshockey.com. Use the code CRAZY10 for 10% off your Howie's Hockey gear.
Oh, that was beautifully done.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
Lots of practice.
Yeah, and let's next get to hockeytraining.com. Coach Kevin.
Coach Kev.
Love Coach Kevin. If you haven't checked out his platform, it's called hockeytraining.com, and he's got a whole library of stick handling drills, off-ice speed, strength, and agility, conditioning courses for the adult league, beer leaguer, men's leaguers, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever leaguers.
You older than youth people.
Yes.
He has a whole men's league domination, which caters to those that are just doing it for fun in the good old beer leagues. So check out hockeytraining.com, Coach Kevin. If you're looking for skills that'll translate off ice, on ice, he's got the drills for you.
He's the man.
The man.
And then we have Titan battle gear. If you guys if your kids want to look good and be protected at the same time, Scott and I trust Titan battle gear for our kids' base layers. By far the best on the market, in our opinion, also the most stylish. So if you look in our show notes, you can go to titanbattlegear.com/crazy hockey dads and use the code crazydads10 for 10% off your Titan Battle Gear. Scott and I love it, and they keep coming out with really cool designs.
Yeah.
Like they get cooler and cooler. The guy who designs it behind the scenes is really impressive. So use our discount code for 10% off your Titan Battle Gear.
That's it. Good one, buddy. And last and certainly not least, Athletic Performance Insight. Oh, you're smelling the candle. You're
So
loving
good.
it. It's
It
like getting a
is.
whiff of only the
So
earth's
good.
finest things
So
all
good.
in one
So good.
hockey wax candle.
And the logo is just so good.
Oof.
Again, it's the second best in youth hockey next to ours.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Yeah, you are saying it. Anyway, so Athletic Performance Insight, any coaches, managers listening and you're interested for video analytics, game breakdown, team stats for your team next season, take a look at Athletic Performance Insight. Use the contact form. Reach out to Eric. He would love to give you a tour, a demo of the platform. Would also break down a game for free so you can see what comes out on the back end and really get to see how video analytics could help your kids get to that next level. So check out athleticperformanceinsight.com for Eric's video analysis, game tagging,
he's
team
great.
statistic, individual statistic platform.
All your statistical needs.
All the statistical needs.
All the statistics that your heart can desire.
That's it.
And then, we have a funny bastard on today.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh my God.
Speaking of funny bastards, just real quick.
Yeah.
So I might have mentioned last time when I turned the TV on upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
it like defaults to some
Comedy channel?
yeah, and there was this scene with Chevy Chase eating the Rocky Mountain oysters.
What movie is that?
Oh, that's why I said it like that, because I was hoping you'd remember. I don't remember, but like
Give
he
me
breaks
some
the
other
record.
context.
He's sitting at the bar.
That's not National Lampoon's Vacation, the original one?
It could be.
Keep going.
Was that the original
Give
one?
me some more.
No, he's sitting and they're cheering him on to break the record for the Rocky Mountain oysters. It could be on their way to Wally World. I don't know. But then he didn't realize that he was actually eating bull's testicles. And they told him at the
yes.
end, and then he like started spitting them out. It was funny.
Oh my God, yes. Was that Funny Farm or was that dude, I am so curious now. I want to say Funny Farm or
Oh, it's
Funny
Farm.
Farm,
It's from
dude.
Funny Farm. Oh, it's
Yeah.
Sheep Balls.
Here's your pal Andy. She tosses the taxidermy squirrel into the back of the pickup
Yeah.
truck. Don't forget your
on
pal Andy.
The look on his face when they told him what it was
Funny
very
Farm.
funny.
That was a
Yeah.
great movie. Claude Musselman.
Claude. Yep. There you go.
They found Claude Musselman in the backyard.
Very funny, that Chevy Chase. Anyhow,
That's right. What sheep balls? The guy goes.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was on TV.
yeah.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that in forever. Great movie though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it forever either.
He's like a writer, right? And they move out to like the country.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But I only watched that clip and then I changed it.
What's the name of the mailman that like flies past this driveway and just tosses the mail out the window going like 70 miles an hour?
I don't know. Please tell me.
I don't remember. That's why I was asking you.
Oh.
I was hoping you could help me. I figured the Claude Musselman, me pulling that out of my brain was pretty impressive. I was hoping you were going to help me with the name of the mailman.
Nope. Womp
Nothing?
womp. Not me.
You got nothing here?
I mean, I can look it up.
Look
I
it
don't
up
think
for
anyone
me.
cares.
Yeah, of course they do.
No, they don't.
Everybody
24
cares.
Mailman.
Yeah, because people are screaming at the radio right now, being like, "This is his name,
Crumb Petrie.
Crumb Petrie." That's right. He goes he goes
ridiculous.
He goes flying by. I remember Chevy Chase was standing outside with a sign that said like, "Please stop." And he drove by at like 50 miles an hour and just tosses his mail.
Crumb
out.
Petrie.
Crumb Petrie, yeah.
Petrie.
Yeah, that was when he was trying to like make friends in town, and they invited him to go fishing on the boat.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 of them on this like rowboat.
Yeah.
Maybe it was whatever it was, and he like he goes to like to cast, and he pulls back and he hooks the dude behind him in the neck.
Yeah.
Oops.
Funny.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, funny bastard.
So we have
That's where I
a
interrupted you.
we have a funny bastard on today. We have Pat Shea, the one and only Pat Shea. If you guys don't know who Pat Shea is, just go to his Instagram. His Instagram is Pat Shea 28. Does that sound right? Do me a favor. Can you look that up for me, Scott, please?
Oh, sure, Jamie.
Because you can do quicker than I can. You have faster typing fingers than I do. But I want to say he's Pat Shea 28 or Pat Shea 25. Anyway, Pat Shea is a very funny guy.
Pat Shea or at P Shea 25.
P Shea 25.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's PSHEA number 5.
There you go. He is a very funny dude. Played for the University of Maine. Had a pretty impressive college career. Was drafted by the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
Tells a pretty good story about tells a couple good stories about Florida Panther camps. Yeah, he was, and while he was kind of doing all this, he kind of had another calling, right?
Yes.
I mean, he was really interested in acting and directing and writing. So his Instagram is so funny. He's got really, really funny stuff with him and a couple of his buddies. Mine and Scott's favorite, I think, I don't want to speak for you.
What's that?
Is the
Hockey House?
The Hockey House.
Very funny.
Is such a funny skit that he does with that dude. So good. It's we have to put up on our socials somewhere.
We totally should, yeah.
Right? Shouldn't we?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites by far. With Dominic and Otto, and you and I still actually say the line.
We don't do logistics.
We don't talk logistics. I mean, it's so good. It's so good. So we had Pat Shea on for an hour. Really funny guy, and go check out his. He wrote, directed, and casted a 5-episode YouTube series called Full Ride.
Full Ride, yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And it's about his hockey experiences when he was younger.
Yeah, and he says in the interview, a lot of it's just drawn from his own personal experiences. But what's also super interesting about him, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of the hockey guys. Also, when we had them on, it's if it wasn't for hockey and everything they put into it, they wouldn't be onto the careers that they have now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just really they all played. I mean, Pat a little higher than the hockey guys in terms of the level of play. But look, he grew up in a house that was dominated by hockey. 2 brothers played. His dad played for BC.
And his dad was pretty
serious
about
a scout, in the NHL. Yeah. So hockey was was a big part of their lives growing up. He played on a team. I think he said that there was maybe 5 players from his youth team that went up to that he played with as a kid.
It was legit.
Went to the NHL.
Yeah. And he was a player, man.
And he was a player.
That was a player.
Yeah, 100%. And so it's just interesting to hear a few things how his relationship with the game changed over time.
It did.
Even when he was talking about how I think he said that the youth teams he was on were the most fun.
Yeah.
Ultimately. And then
as you get older, it feels like a job a little bit.
That and then his role.
Jeez.
Oh, the really good job there, buddy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
sorry.
Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Took my MacBook Air out. Jesus Christ.
Lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
You were talking about how Pat, he kind of changed.
When
felt more like a job and not like a.
He got to Maine, so he followed a path that many of the people in the kids in his area followed. New England and whenever, but he went to prep school. I mean boarding school.
He did
or prep school, right? And then he went to college.
Yeah.
And during that time,
recruited by Maine.
Maine
Black Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
he played legit. I mean, that's the Hockey East, no?
Yeah, it's Hockey
right?
East.
I mean, that's legit hockey.
Yeah.
It's really legit hockey.
But then he had a major role change, when he got to college and some of the fun got sucked out of it for him. And he got reconnected with it once he got back to playing the game that,
in the pros, right? After he's drafted, right?
Yeah,
got back to scoring goals.
So in any event, I don't, everyone will listen to the interview shortly, but it's just, I guess I'm using a lot of words just to convey how here's someone who lived, breathed hockey as a kid. The family was full into it.
Yeah.
And even though he didn't go to the show, or but he didn't reach the pinnacle.
He was at the camps of the show.
He was at the camps.
He was drafted.
But he got really high, and then look.
Farther than most.
But he also figured out that it wasn't going to be the path he wanted to take, and because of his experiences, he started doing this acting, writing stuff, and now he's onto this. So
and he figured out that he had a passion for it, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. And it was all because of hockey, ultimately, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, maybe if he never played hockey, he still would have found this, but the point of the story is that for anyone that might be concerned, there's always stories of people that put a lot into something and it doesn't pan out.
Sure.
But look, there was a silver lining there.
Yeah, no, it was I think he told stories on the interview about like, editing like on the bus. Like
Yes,
and like
wow.
like minor league hockey.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive. Like all the dudes are like playing cards in the back.
Right.
And he's sitting there on his laptop editing.
Yeah.
He started this a while ago.
Yeah. Right. Not an overnight success. Years in the making.
Yeah, and
right.
a lot of his like full ride, kind of are like experiences that he went through, right? Maybe he embellished a couple of them, for the the comedic end of it, but
right.
I mean, that full ride is pretty damn good.
Yeah, no,
it's pretty funny. You guys should check it out. It's on YouTube. Just go to just YouTube full ride Pat Shea and it'll pop up.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was happy that he came on with us.
Yeah. Likewise. Yeah. No, it was a pleasure talking to him. So
great.
What do you think? You want to kick it over?
After you, bud.
All right, let's do it. Everyone enjoy your interview with Pat Shea.
Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to our next interview. And today we have the pleasure of having the Pat Shea on with us. Pat, man, thanks so much for jumping on. It's you're a tough guy to get a hold of, but I appreciate you coming on for us.
I play hard to get, man.
It worked. It definitely worked. No, listen, man, we appreciate you jumping on this. I know you're super busy with stuff. Tell our listeners who for those that don't know who you are,
which is probably isn't many,
like,
but
which I was going to say can't be many, but tell everybody like what you're doing and what you're kind of up to these days.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what my title is. I guess I wear a lot of hats. I'd like to go by actor, writer, I guess comedy creator now. But I came from a hockey background. I grew up playing hockey. Played at Maine. Did 2 years in the minor leagues, and so I've lived a lot of, life that surrounded, or I don't know, is kind of in the hockey world, I guess you could say. My life was kind of dictated by my hockey career for many years. So I definitely spent a lot of years in a rink. And naturally, when I started doing, my comedy stuff and just social media stuff in general, I pulled from a lot of my life experience, which, happened to be hockey. So,
yeah.
So where'd you grow up?
Marshfield, Massachusetts. I live in the area, actually back in the area now. I'm in the South Shore again in Mass. Nice. But yeah, I grew up there and then, spent a lot of years in Maine, but back here now.
And nice. And youth hockey wise, so growing up there, you played youth hockey, but then like as you got older, like juniors, et cetera, you went out of state, or you were pretty much Massachusetts the whole time?
Yeah, I played for the South Shore Kings with youth hockey.
Sure, yeah.
I joke about it, but it's like I'm like somewhat serious. Like it's probably like the best teams I played on was like my youth hockey teams. We were we have like 4 or 5 NHL players. We had like 9 D1 guys.
No way.
we were like top team in the nation, or in like US and Canada and stuff when we were kids. So it was like from early on, hockey was very intense. We took it very serious. But yeah, then I did 3 years public high school.
Yeah.
And then I went to Kimball Union for 2 years, and then right to Maine. Kimball Union's in New Hampshire, for those who don't know.
Prep school, right? It's like yep. Right. How was that, by the way? We talk about the about the different paths that people go on, and prep school is obviously one of the big ones, especially like USA Hockey loves the prep school route. How was your time up at prep school?
I appreciate it more after, like now when I look back at it. I think it was a really cool experience. I think in the moment I was very like, coming from public school, I was a little like, I was 17 years old. I was a little, like, oh, I don't belong at prep school. I'm a public school kid. And then you kind of like go there and it feels a little bit like a prison because there's all these rules and you kind of like over exaggerate how, you're in a prison. You just complain about it to your friends. And then, then I left and I was like, oh, you know what? Like that was a really fun time. And I guess I wish I was more present in it, because I was definitely
interesting.
What's now? Like, I can't wait to go to Maine. I can't, like, I was kind of like looking ahead, but yeah, when I look back at it, it was a really unique and cool experience with a lot of different types of people. And like, I don't know, actually, I think it really shaped a lot of my personality, of like shifted my whole personality a bit, and like how I view the world a little, like during my time there, just kind of opened my mind.
That's so interesting. I'll go ahead, James.
No, I was just curious. Were you committed to Maine before you went up to prep school?
Yeah.
So you knew you were going to Maine in a couple years.
Yeah, it was my junior year at Marshfield High, but it was I did like a split season team, so I played for the Cape Cod Whalers U16 team, and we had a really strong team. So that's, I guess, the year, the college coaches start coming to watch, and it just happened to be that Maine came to our games, and Jay Leach liked me, and yeah, I committed before going to prep school.
Right. Wow. So you did prep school instead of juniors, right? Was that
which
like
was
your
normal. It was somewhat normal back then. Like I wasn't that unique, but it felt like my class. Like, so I went to college 2016 through 2020, and it felt like my class was like the last of those guys who would go right from prep school to college, and it just started becoming more of a norm. Like, you have to be 20 or 21 years old, and you have to play juniors. It's just, and I kind of get it, because when more people start doing it, because you evolve so fast at those ages. Like, it makes sense, I guess, because you want to be able to keep up and, evolve too, or develop, I should say.
So just kind of rewinding the tape a little bit, that's an interesting comment. You said like some of the best teams you're on were like as a kid growing up, and you took it seriously from jump. I mean, even now I know like the South Shore Kings, Middlesex Islanders, Junior Terriers, Junior Eagles, like, the Fed has just got like, at least in my son's birth year, like they're like no joke. And I'm sure that's not just true for my son's birth year, but, what was it like in your house? I mean, like, did you like, all right, are you like full ice mites right into like AAA squirts and never looked back AAA, or were there like ups and downs? Did your parents play hockey? Did you have relatives that were kind of pushing you? Did you have anyone that was kind of mentoring and navigating you, saying like, this is kind of the path if you want to play high level stuff? Like, what was that whole journey like as a kid?
So my dad is a hockey guy. He played at BC, and
nice.
Very nice.
In the 80s. Yeah, he was class of 86. And then he actually started working in hockey. So, like, I mean, the majority of my life, he was a scout. I think he still is with the Avalanche, but he worked with the Penguins for like 9 or 10 years, and then got on with the Avalanche, and he's been there for, it's been a while now, probably 15, 20 years even. I don't know.
Wow.
Like, so it's up there now, but so he's got a Stanley Cup ring now, but
that's so sick.
That's awesome. Good for him.
He flexes it for sure.
I'm sure. I would too if I was him.
Yeah, I was happy for him. He's excited. But yeah, so he was very hockey dad. And so like he put us on skates. I have 2 brothers as well. I have an older brother and a younger brother. My older brother was kind of like a child prodigy in a way. He was very like highly scouted from a young age. So I definitely, I guess, I was looked up to him. I wanted to be like him. I had this youth hockey team who was very good, a lot of talent. So I was very competitive of trying to be like as good as these guys or better. But yeah, it was instilled in me very young. Like, my dad came from hockey, and he wanted us to play hockey. And when I was a kid, I loved it. It was all I looked forward to it when I was younger.
Right.
And so then as youth kind of evolved, and it seems like, it was pretty obvious considering how strong your team was, but like at what point along your journey were you like, yeah, listen, I'm pretty good, and I'm excuse me, and I think I can take this pretty far. But like, was there a moment or an age where you're just like, I gotta double down on this, I'm gonna take it more seriously, I'm really gonna shoot for the stars on this?
It's a good question. I don't know if there was an age, because I was a late bloomer. Yeah. And so when I was younger, I felt pretty confident that I was good. So I'm a little bit of a late bloomer as a kid, like mites. It was okay. But then like around like Pee-wee, I was kind of felt like I was thriving a bit, and then everyone grew, and I stayed like when I was 14, I was like 5'2", and and everyone was like, there's such a weird age where some guys hit puberty and they're 6'1", and then I'm 5'2", 100 pounds, and I'm getting like killed, So that was a weird time for me, where, maybe I started doubting myself a little bit, or it starts creeping in because, you start seeing your teammates and friends like getting D1 offers when they're 14. And then I'm like, oh shit, like I'm stuck at Marshall High because no one wants the kid who's 5'2" going into high school, so that, I guess that age I started kind of maybe having some doubt, and then it circled back where I started growing a bit. And then I remember like watching like the college hockey on the TV, and actually I think I was like a sophomore in high school and being like, I can play out there in 3 or 4 years, like for sure. And I said it in my head, and I'm the type of guy, like I definitely have a stubborn optimism or a stubborn self-belief in myself with anything that I do. And even if it might seem delusional to other people, and even if it is a little at the time,
Right.
I just have that belief in myself when I don't think it comes from nothing. Like I work hard at these things. So
Sure.
I think that's where it will stem from. But yeah, I put something in my head, and like someone could tell me like I sucked, and I would be like, "You're fucking crazy. You're
Right.
you're nuts. You just don't see the potential I have." But like,
Good for
I
you.
was that way, and I guess I kind of still am. But yeah, I did have that perspective or perception of going to the next level.
Right.
Wow.
And so there was a lot of competition in your house because you said you're older, but I'm assuming you have a young. Are you the middle brother? You have an older and a younger. Okay.
Yeah,
The younger one played too.
yeah, he's actually still playing. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, he went to Northeastern for 2 years, Sacred Heart for 2 years, and now he's playing in the minor leagues.
Good for
Oh,
him.
nice. Yeah. And your older brother, he played at D1 somewhere too, I'm assuming?
He actually had to stop because of an injury, or like his hip. He had a bad hip, like really bad hip at a young age. So it was unfortunate, but yeah, he committed to BC when he was 14, and
Oh
then
shit.
he ended up going to the Q for a bit. Didn't really work out there, and then his hip started giving, and a little unfortunate, chain of events that happened. But yeah, we definitely
Right.
were all playing hockey at a pretty high level, competing with each other at the house, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure. Did your dad push you guys to be, like were you guys power skating and doing like edge work classes and shooting classes, spring teams? Like what was it? What was it like in the house?
I think I was like, so my dad, I don't want to get like pretend he's not a crazy hockey dad. Like he's he was, at least he's chill now. He's older,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, when we were kids, he took hockey very seriously. It was like if we played bad, he'd be pissed off at us, and
Yeah.
he took it serious. And I think it was just the norm. It was what it's passed down. That's like,
Yeah.
and I actually, I think for some people it's really great. I think I've seen both situations of like having a crazy hockey dad and them making the NHL. I've also seen a kid make the NHL whose dad didn't even go to the games. So I don't know what the proper way is, but yeah, he was definitely intense in that way, where he really pushed for us to be great. And if we didn't play good, if we were lacking, he would let us know. I was fortunate in a way where he played and he went through the whole thing as a kid, so he saw through the bullshit of these power skaters, and that you need to pay this and do this or you're not gonna make it here. You kind of saw through all that marketing garbage. So I wasn't like doing every camp and everything I could to try to make it to the NHL. He kind of had a good feel for what was good and not.
It sounds like it. And were you a multi-sport athlete? Did you play like when the hockey season was done, did you put the bag away and go play baseball or basketball or something?
Yeah, I did. I played baseball in the off season through childhood at least. And then it got to a point where I was just like, this is so boring. Because you go from hockey to baseball.
It's a totally different game. Yeah.
Oh, I struggled with it. I would just be sitting in the dugout being like, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, when's my next shift? Oh, I'm supposed to go out there in like 45 seconds? Like, what's
you stand in the outfield and then you bat every hour. I don't know. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely not good, especially for like my ADHD son. Baseball did not work out well for him.
No, but it's a good chill sport to do, you know, if as an opposite to hockey, I guess, when you're a kid. But I do think it's good to mix it up and do some other things. I think I golfed a little too as a kid.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, nice.
That's good. That's also much more chill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a golf mentality.
I don't now. Actually,
I quit that very quickly. In fact, I never even started.
That's true. That is true.
So that's all right. So then prep school became part of the picture at some point.
Right.
So you're at high school, you're watching TV, you're seeing like, yeah, I can play with these guys. Got it. Check. And then how'd you go about kind of like figuring the next steps and going to prep school? It sounded like from what you said before, not uncommon for guys in your area. Yeah. Obviously Massachusetts, New England, tons of prep school stuff. But like, were there other paths that you were considering at the time, or that was like, you knew that that's the way you were going to go about it?
It was kind of the path, at least when I was growing up. I know now there's so many different leagues. It's different, but it was kind of like, yeah, you need to get to prep school or you're behind. And that I definitely had that mindset. I was struggling with it when I was younger a little. Like, I feel stuck at public school and I'm not going to get looks, or I'm not going to get to the next level because of, everyone else is playing prep, and which, I don't know. I'm assuming you have a lot of dads listening to it, but maybe they can relay the message to their kids. So like, that's not always the case. Like, some people are developing later and you're a late bloomer, and if you're stuck at public school, it's not the end of the world to do a few years. I actually think it's like the best time of hockey, but nonetheless, yeah, I was trying. I started like applying in 7th grade. And my brother went to Nobles in 7th grade, and he was on the varsity team as an 8th grader. And
no shit.
Wow.
Yeah, then I applied and I don't even get in, because, one, I'm not getting great grades in school because I was focused on hockey and I didn't think school mattered, But
right.
then there's also the factor of like, the coach wasn't trying to get me in either. He wasn't fighting for me to get in because I was 5'2". So I was this late bloomer. And I think I look back at those moments and like, I'm so happy that it happened. It happened 7th grade. I reapplied to a few in 9th grade, and I didn't get into to like 2 of those either. And I look back and I'm like, I'm so thankful that I like experienced failure and rejection.
At an early age. Yeah.
Because it's like, it crushed me in the moment. It sucked. But then I'm like, no, then I learned how to bounce back from it. And you're like, okay, you know what? Like, I can still go. I can still do it. And then eventually I grew and I got some better grades before. But, it was actually like, when I committed to Maine, I was like, okay, I should probably like start trying a little in school so I can make sure I get into college and get into prep school so I can actually go to Maine. So that's actually the thing that like flipped the switch for me.
There wasn't a test guy when you got to Maine? No test guy?
No.
I had to.
No, but that because I don't know. Have you guys seen Blue Mountain State?
Oh my God.
No, I haven't.
TV show. Well, there's like I think a false perception. A lot of like Full Ride, the series that I did, for those who don't know, is on YouTube, but it's kind of the perception of like the public perception of what a college athlete is, and then like the false expectation of you going to college thinking like what the life will be like. And for me, at least, at Maine, it was this like awakening of like, wait, what? We don't have guys doing our homework for us, and we have to go to class sometimes. This is weird, So that kind of like played up
Not
that
what I signed up for.
Yeah, kind of played up that whole shock factor a lot. I exaggerated a lot, but I kind of played into that with the theme of the series.
A full ride. So
Yeah.
we're going to come back to full ride. Tell us about when you committed to Maine and when you went to Maine, and then we'll get back to full
Yeah.
ride,
Totally.
surely.
Yeah. Maine was the first school to offer me a scholarship, and I thought it was so cool that they offered me a scholarship at when I was still playing at Marshfield High. I just thought it like a lot of not like there was a few other schools were kind of like, oh, so like, yeah, we like his style. Where's he playing next year? You know, kind of like, let's see where you're going if you're going to develop or not. And Maine was just like, we don't care. We're going to offer you a scholarship, and then like we believe in you. So I found that really cool, and so I committed to them right away before even like, you know,
Yeah.
even looking elsewhere and playing
Right.
that game. I just yeah. Um, I mean, I'm really happy I went there. I think I look back at it and I'm more happy about the life experience there than like I am that I went there for hockey.
Right.
I mean, I had a good time playing hockey, but I mean, I don't know. I not even that I do have some, you know, great friends that I keep in touch with, but it was just such a cool experience, and I think it just shaped so much of who I am now. And when I did go into like the comedy stuff, and I don't know, so I'm just grateful of that time there.
Do you
Yeah.
think, like, is there something specific about Maine as like either a state or the university that you're referring to? Or you think you would have had like a similar level of gratitude having gone to like like a different university, like a Boston College or somewhere else?
It's a good question. I grew up wanting to go to BC because my dad did, and
Yeah,
he took us to all those games, and he was a scout, so he would just walk us in with his, you know, his
right.
NHL pass. So we went to a lot of BC games. So that was my dream when I was a kid. And I don't know. I think it's such a I don't know how it would have played out. And I even like debated transferring at times because I wasn't getting the playing time I wanted.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I can't say what my experience would have been socially or with hockey, and maybe it would have worked out better with hockey at another place, and I look at that as, like, a negative almost now because of where my life went,
Yep.
you know? So but I think I found what I'm supposed to be doing with the acting and the comedy and the writing and stuff where I view that now. I'm just, like, grateful for how it played out,
Yeah.
and maybe that's just me being optimistic, but yeah, I don't know what the experience would have been if I had gone somewhere else or transferred. I'm not sure where I'd be where I am.
Yeah. No. Right. Totally makes sense. And I'm wondering, and like, was there anything specific about Maine, that like has kind of shaped things, and maybe I'm not doing a great job of
Like
rephrasing it, but
comedy
like
wise, like what are you
like when you
doing
think
now?
about like Maine as a state or Maine as a school compared to maybe what you've seen elsewhere, is there anything like that you've really drawn upon and like post hockey that's like been like kind of like Maine specific or not necessarily?
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that yeah, 'cause I don't know if what
Yeah, I
the
just
other
think of like
colleges
Maine,
are
like,
like.
like up out and like, much further north, a little more isolated,
Yeah.
like in terms of being less like close to like urban areas. I don't know. I've never myself been there, so I don't know much about it, but I can
It's a pretty
imagine it's like
state.
a unique place to go to
Is
school.
there's a lot of nature. Like I definitely had a appreciation for nature and became
Mm.
more of like a chill guy.
Oh
And I
yeah.
don't know, maybe that is because of Maine. Like
Yeah.
my surroundings and whatnot, because I mean, when I was younger, I was definitely like hot headed, and I reacted off of emotion a lot. And then during my years, mostly at Maine, the kind of Kimball Union into my early times at Maine, I was like really kind of like shifted my mindset of how I would react to things emotionally, and yeah,
It,
so
I'm curious. Did you notice a difference in your play from when you were like the hot-headed young kid to when you were a little more relaxed?
yeah, yeah, like a lot,
Yeah.
major difference actually. It's funny because I think I became so much better after college,
Hmm.
and I think a lot of it was my maturity, and
Mm.
I look back and I see, like, how you could benefit from going in as a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old, but Yeah, I think the way I looked at it, because you're reacting off of emotion, and it shows in the way you play, and you're almost like rushing things, you're impatient. And when you can not get so up and down and kind of like stay composed and poised when you're playing,
Yeah.
the game slows down for you. You start
Mm.
um, kind of looking at it from more of an analytical like standpoint rather than just like go go go. So yeah, I actually do believe it helped my hockey a lot.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying to teach my 13-year-old that right now because he is a hothead, and I keep telling him you got to relax. Like you can tell when he's angry out on the ice because his
Yeah,
play just goes like this.
yeah, but he's
You
like in
know,
the throes of puberty, dude.
yeah,
he is. This is true. What?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he was like this even before he started puberty,
All right.
but he's that 5'3", 99-pound kid right now. You
right.
know,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you get the. How old is he?
he just turned 30. Well, he's 13. He'll be 14 in like April. So he's not.
Yeah,
He'll be. Yeah. So he's right there. You
yeah. I,
know.
I got that, and then when I finally started growing, I went to the gym a lot. So then I was like, I need to prove a point now that I'm as big as everyone else and strong. I need to go.
Right. I'm
I
gonna
need to go
fucking
try to
kill you.
kill everyone. Yeah. Then I went through this weird phase where I was just like trying to fight and stuff in high school. It was a weird time.
Well, that's like interesting that you just bring up like trying to fight and like so in terms of like you as a hockey player and
Yeah.
like where your strengths lied and like kind of like what roles you had, you hear a lot, especially like as we've talked to people and listen to other podcasts, like as you get higher up the ranks, it's just like there's less of a gap in skill and people that are like where the skill guy needed to, become like take on a different role in the team. Like did that happen for you as you got like to college, and then after college did your role on your teams change, or did you pretty much stay true to like how you played throughout the years?
No, it did change because when you go to college, typically everyone is the top scorer from their team,
Right.
and then you're all going to one team, and that
Right.
creates a lot of issue for a lot of people, and a big mental struggle actually, because you're so used to being the
The
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like then you really
Yeah.
evaluate like, okay, do I like hockey, or do I like being the guy who scores? And like
Right.
it's a weird
Right.
it's a struggle
Interesting.
that, yeah, a lot of people don't realize. Like an athlete, they see this like glory, and they're like, oh, like you're a D1 athlete, what do you have to complain about? But they don't really see that side of it where like it's everything to you, and so you go, and then all of a sudden you're just like not the guy anymore. So in college, they kind of liked me as a third line grinder type player, and I hated it. I didn't want to. I wanted to be on the power play, and I wanted to score, but I did it, and so I definitely played just like a fast pace, and if I wasn't finishing my hits, I would get yelled at, like that. So I kind of had to play that style in college. And then when I got to pro, it was I didn't really care. Like it helped me because I was so like I don't really give a shit anymore, and I'm just gonna go play hockey. Like I'm gonna go have fun. So
Yeah.
I just went back to being like how I kind of felt I was before college, and knew that I could be a goal scorer. And then in pro, I actually became, so like my second year pro, I was, you know, the top goal scorer on my team. And I kind of went back into the role of being a guy who scored points. And so I got to do that again, which was fun for me. It's not that I was like a skill guy, like, in the terms of like, I don't know, try to think of like, Jack Hughes. Like I wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I played very fast pace. I was explosive, and I could do cutbacks really well in the corner and stuff. And I utilized that a lot rather than just like dangling people.
Right.
You
Just
got dra-
creating
you got
time and space and
Yeah.
playmaking.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got drafted by the Florida Panthers, right?
Yeah, I did.
That must have been a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, that was, yeah, I think it was cool. I almost said it was a dream come true. I don't know if it was my dream come true or not, or if it was like the other people's dream come true. But it was it was definitely a very cool experience. At the time, I definitely was like, this is the dream. I'm playing, I'm drafted and whatnot. But I got to go to five development camps, I think, which ideally you don't want to go to that many. You want to
you want to try to stick before then.
Yeah, but yeah, I did. So I got to
in
experience.
a perfect world. Yeah.
Got to experience Florida in the summer. Right. It was cool though. I'm really happy and grateful for that too. I got to be down there and kind of like, even if it was for a week, you kind of lived the life of how like they live for a week at a time. And, I learned so much just in those like week long camps, even if it was about hockey, like the coaches going over film and stuff, teaching you kind of like how to play offense. I learned so much there in the gym. Strength training and recovery and warming up your body and stuff. Like I learned so much during those, which I still like, even hockey aside, like health wise too. I look back and now like I know how to work out and I know how to like gain
Recover
strength.
Yeah, all that stuff.
And I think such an underrated one is like they kind of like force like they call it like breathing exercises recovery, kind of like meditation. But yeah, being able to learn how to calm yourself down after like an intense exercise is translate into everyday life. And I think a lot of people don't learn that, so I pull, a lot of, there's a lot of cool things you asked me how the NHL development camp was. Like, I learned how to meditate. It's great.
Well,
listen, everybody takes something different away, right?
Totally.
Whatever works.
On the flip side of that though, do you have any stories that like you'll never forget about whether or not, I don't know if you could like say people's names or anything, but anything that was just like kind of like wild or like you never saw it coming when you were in development camp? Or is like all business?
It's business. It's definitely business there, but yeah, it's because it was hard. That's like when I think back to development camp, I was like, this is like the most miserable week of the summer because you would go, and I can say that now because I don't care. Like, I don't care what the NHL scouts think of me now, but I would dread it going there because you would go midsummer, so you're not really, your season would end in like, say like March, April, and you would take a couple months off or like a month or so off of the ice, and then June, because the camp's at the end of June, you're like, okay, I have to start skating, and you start like going for a few weeks, and you think you're like relatively good shape, and then you get there, and it's just like full steam, and you're like so out of shape, and you don't realize, but they're like, go, 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 and then you're also like, shit, and if I show any like sort of being tired, I'm screwed, so you're trying to like hide it and dying, and it's very difficult physically, and also it's structured. Like you wake up at 6 a.m. and it's a very long day. You don't get back to your hotel room until like, I don't know, 7 at night. It's very, it's structured. It's a grind. Yeah.
And then go home back to the hotel and meditate.
Exactly.
Listen,
get prepared
your head
for the
right
next day
for tomorrow. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And then so you played a couple years pro. Did you start doing the social media while you were playing, or did that come after? Like, when did all that start?
Wait, can I just ask one question before you go on to that? Sorry, dude. But so along the way, like during your time pro, like the way you kind of, said like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to like have fun. Was your passion for the game kind of dwindling like after college, like after you got a taste of what development camp was like in your time playing pro? Like at that level were you like, this is not what I'm going for, or it just didn't work out the way you wanted to for other reasons?
Yeah, actually, I think that's a good question. It something that I think a lot of guys don't admit. But for me, it was, yeah, it very much, when hockey started feeling like a job, it very much, my passion for it started dwindling. And I was,
Okay.
during college, for sure, especially when I'm not the goal scorer, and I'm playing like a third line role, and I don't know, I felt like I was going to work every day. And then I was
Right.
like, that's not why I want to play hockey. I like, you think of hockey being like not a job when you're a kid. You want to be a professional hockey player because you view it as not working. You get to play. And
Right.
so when it starts feeling like a job, you start reevaluating. I happen to, this kind of ties to this question anyways. I happen to have a passion for, like, one, I don't know what it was. I always wanted to, like, be an actor, and I always had this thing in my head, like, I'm going, like, after hockey, I'll pursue acting. No idea, like, even what that meant or how. I was just like, "I'm gonna
Right.
do that." But, so, as I started getting into college, I was also like, "Hey, I'm kind of now in my 20s, so I should probably start doing some of these things that I'm, like, imagining in my head. Like, how am I gonna be an actor if I don't go to school for acting, or I don't do, you know what I mean?" Like, I was kinda like, so I started doing the vlogging during college. So I don't
Did.
even know if you guys knew this. I did
Yeah.
day in the life of a college athlete stuff.
Okay.
As yeah,
That's how it started. All right.
yeah, as my junior, senior year, and at the time, I was like, "Oh, this is a way in, to, like, the creative space." It didn't really work that way. People got obsessed with my hockey career, but I was definitely, like, enjoying the creative side of things a lot. And I found myself, again, like, daydreaming of, like, my dream life, and it wasn't the NHL. It was always, like,
Interesting.
being an actor, or, like, doing these creative things. And so as I was in my early 20s, I started realizing that maybe I don't wanna play hockey. Maybe I'm playing hockey because I was born into it, and maybe I loved it as a kid, but I outgrew it because it started becoming a job feeling. So, yeah, as I got into, like, my senior year, I shifted my mindset to, even of, like, I'm just gonna go have fun and play hockey
Yeah.
and make it not a job, even though,
Right.
because for 3 years it had felt like that. So I was like, I'm just gonna go enjoy skating. The fact that I get to go and, like, skate and shoot the puck around, that's fun. I'm just gonna go do
Yeah.
that, and I don't really care about anything else, you know? So when I went to back to play pro, though, I had to take a gap, because of COVID.
Oh, right.
So
Oh,
I really fell in love with creating. I was like,
Interesting.
I started doing my comedy sketches. I randomly got a role in a movie. It got canceled because of COVID. Yeah, COVID was
oh
sick.
man.
But
Right.
but yeah, so it gave me the confidence, though, because I was early doing, right when I graduated college, I started putting out some skits, just jumped into it. And for whatever reason, it led to this audition to a hockey movie, and they casted me for, like, this comedic relief as a high school guy. And even though it didn't happen, I was like, "Oh, like, they think I can be an actor." You
They
know, like,
wanted me.
it gave
Yeah,
me
yeah.
this confidence, so I just started doing it. And for that year off, I was just making comedy sketches. And when I went back to hockey, I was like, I need to make money. I don't really have a good source of income, even, not that the coast is, but I was
Right.
like, I need something to basically do while I try to grow the social media thing so I can leave hockey. And that was actually my mentality when I was going back into playing pro.
Interesting.
Interesting. So
So
you had already had it in your mind that you were going to do this while
Mhm.
you were still playing pro. That's wild.
Yeah. But
s
my second year, I actually, like I said, because I went in with this, like, carefree mindset, I
Right.
actually did really good my second year. And I had a couple call ups to the A, and I felt like I played in those games, and I was like, I can play here. Like, I had that confidence. Again, maybe it's
Right.
my own, you know, delusional confidence I have, but whatever. I felt it, and I was like, I could do this. And so then I started going, oh shit, like, should I keep playing? Because would I be dumb not to? And ultimately I just kind of followed my passion where my energy was. And it just kind of, after 20 to 25 years of playing hockey, it just wasn't really there anymore.
Didn't suit you anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were like kind of, you know, going back to like the last 1 or 2 years, and knowing that like you had this creative bug and like that was something that you were going to take seriously, were you going into like the locker room or going into games or on the road thinking like, all right, I need to get some content here? Were you starting to like put some stuff together like as you're on the road or doing whatever?
Well, yeah, I'd be editing on the bus. I'd be on my
That's so
computer
cool.
editing on the bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, other guys are in the back playing cards, you know, enjoying that lifestyle, which no, not knocking it at all. Like it's a fun moment, but you know, guys would come walking down the bus like, boys, like, Shazo, come on, want to go play some cards? You know, and
Yeah.
you know, in my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm editing a video, and like the way I think, I'm like, I'm creating my future here, man. Like,
Yeah.
go play,
Enjoy your card game. That's right.
Yeah, I'm creating history here.
That's right. Right.
Totally.
I'm using my time wisely.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's
Is that where the hockey house came? Like, when did the hockey house come on? Because the first time I ever saw you was the hockey house.
So funny.
And I think I sent it to him. I'm like, dude, you have to see this. I'm like, this shit is so, like, our kids can like recite the hockey house like it's nothing. It's wild, dude. Like
that's the one where I did like a fake tour.
It was the one where you where like you both walk in, you're like, oh, is this the hockey house? And you're like, yeah, what are you a vet? You're like, no, I'm a freshman. You're like, oh, I'm a freshman too. You're like, I thought I was the guy. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Our kids to this day still say it doesn't matter. We don't talk logistics. To this day, they still say
really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It's awesome. Yeah. So where'd that come from?
That was a fun. I actually kind of recreated that scene in a way in Full Ride, like a different version of it. But
when you walked in the first episode, when you walked in the dorm room,
so yeah, that really stemmed from
so
my
good, dude.
Year,
so good.
This was something. Yeah, thank you. I mean, that was one of the first ones that actually like went somewhat viral for me and kind of like started my momentum.
I see why, because it was phenomenal. Even to this day, it's phenomenal.
Oh, you must have a big cock too.
What are you running? I'm running 8. I'm running 8 on a good day.
Just measuring up, you know. Yeah, it came from my freshman year in college. I remember it was the freshmen would go in July, and it would just be us on campus, basically. And I remember,
are you just talking hockey players, right?
Yeah,
freshman hockey players. Yeah,
hockey players. And we were sitting in this dorm room, and we had just met each other. We were meeting each other for the first time. It was the first night, and everyone's just kind of like talking about where they played and, you know, who did this. And then at the same time, you're also kind of, you know, you all see yourself as the guy. You know, I was recruited here kind of to be to turn the program around, you know, like, who do you think you are? And it's not said, but we're all kind of thinking it and saying it with like indirectly in a way.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
And I just remember thinking back in it, like, that's such a weird and funny thing, but we all come in wanting to be the guy, and we're kind of like, oh, where'd you play? Oh, you're a draft pick? Oh, interesting. You know, like comparing. So I was like, we're basically measuring cocks over here.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, 100%. You know,
I just felt like a perfect punchline. Yeah, I did actually, and I like that one. That's one I look back at. I'm like, okay, that one holds up.
Yeah, no doubt.
It definitely does. By the way, now was the other dude in that video? Was he another hockey player on Maine?
No, I met him on that like Almost movie that happened, and it was in Minnesota.
Oh,
yeah, so I like connected with a few guys who were, you know, hockey guys who had creative minds, and so he was one for a couple of years. He would come in and do some skits with me, but yeah, just like a funny guy.
Yeah, gotcha. And did And how did you meet like the Full Ride? So that was obviously like a precursor to like Full Ride and stuff like that. So what brought that about? What brought like how did you think to do that? For those of our listeners that don't know, Pat has a series called Full Ride on his YouTube channel, Pat Shea, which is it's 5 episodes and they're phenomenal. So whoever has not seen it, go see it. But how'd that come about? How'd Full Ride come about?
It was I mean, it started as young as high school, where I was watching Blue Mountain State, and I was such a diehard fan of that and just comedy movies. Like, I loved comedy movies that we would quote them, me and my brothers. Like, that's all we did. We would come home. I'd come home from college and we just quote movies. We wouldn't even have a real conversation. I was like, we loved it. So I just always gravitated towards like comedy movies and shows, where when I was actually a senior in college doing like the vlogging stuff, my aspirations were always to try to do acting. So I actually remember saying, like, to my roommates, I'm gonna make a show about, like, a comedy show about college hockey players, someday. And I just say this, dude, like, it sounds so dumb. Like, I was just like, yeah, and they're probably like, oh, all right, yeah, cool, nice, dude. But fast forward, I was at a point where I was about a year or so removed from hockey, and I jumped right into making like short films, like parody day in the life parody stuff of like, and I learned a lot fast and trial and error, just like jumping in and doing it. But so it was like early 2024, and I was like, I want to make this college hockey show, but like, how do I know I did a movie actually called Shattered Ice. It's coming out, I think, at the end of the year. But I did that, and I had like this itch now for getting back on set and acting. And I realized that to the writer, I became pretty tight with the writer, Jake Miskin, and he told me it took him like 10 years to get this movie made. He's like, I started writing it in college. It took me like over 10 years till now, where we're making the movie.
Oh wow!
And so knowing that, I was like, I'm not gonna just try to pitch this and get dragged along and a lot of no's. I'm just gonna do it. I'm because at the time I was 26, almost 27. When I filmed it, I was 27. So I was like, I don't want to. I mean, you can only play the college age for X amount of time, and it's like, I'll do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna write it and film it, low budget, micro budget, and so that's how I just started. I was like, I just started pulling pieces together like immediately. And
how'd you cast it? Like, how'd you come up? Did you have to like ask people for money for like a budget? Like, how'd you do it? Did you have to go out and like pitch people to like support the film?
No, so here's a fun fact here. So when I was playing pro, you can see my scar here. That was a puck off my face, and then I lost a tooth here. This is a flipper tooth, and I have a scar on my lip that you can barely see. But workers' compensation
No
checks
shit.
hit like
No shit.
late 2024. So I had like 25 grand
A bunch of money. Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just use it to, buy some new camera gear and
to fund your project. That's nuts, dude.
That's amazing.
It's so micro budget in the scheme of like making 5 30-minute episodes, which you could call like 5 30-minute episodes, like short films if you want. Like, typically people would kill for 20 grand to make like a 10-minute short, like,
right.
Sheesh.
So I was it's really low budget. So I had a lot of favors and locations, but a lot of the money of that budget I'm talking about just went into buying new camera gear and lighting and like microphones and stuff. But
right.
One of the guys, G-Sun, I met him also on that movie in Minnesota,
right,
where just super random, and he was a creative guy, and the other guy, Carter, I met at Maine. He was he was a freshman during my fake fifth year, I like to call it, because when COVID was happening, I had so much free time. I would go up and like live at Maine with my old friend, my old roommate, for like 3 weeks at a time. and I met Carter, and we had such a funny banter that I immediately was like, "Hey, you want to be in videos? I'm doing comedy skits." He's like, "Yeah, sure." Exactly.
And he was playing on
Right.
Maine at the time. He was a freshman playing for Maine.
No, he's not.
Oh, he wasn't
was
playing. Oh,
no, he's on the track team. Actually, he's a Canadian.
That's funny.
Canadian kid who played hockey growing up.
Yeah.
Right,
And
got it.
like randomly got like a scholarship to run. What did he do? He jumped like the hurdles or whatever at Maine.
He's a tall guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Did it for a year and then called it quits. But so he when I was doing some of the earlier parody stuff, I did like high school videos. Carter and G-Sun came in. I was like,
right.
And we just had this good chemistry. So I built the show around that trio. And for budget purposes, I wrote it kind of. Have you seen Workaholics?
No.
So it's a comedy show. It's about three kind of idiots who are mid-20s working for like a job for the first time at a job office, and it follows them the whole time. It's kind of just like their new journey. They have a new one every episode. So I kind of shaped it like that. So I didn't need to tell like 4 different stories within it.
Right.
I could just tell the story of our trio.
Yeah.
So then I casted like some supporting guys who, kind of just did me a solid. Got lucky meeting the coach, who was hysterical, Mark Riley. I met him earlier that year.
He's a funny guy.
So I was like, when I was writing it, I was like picturing him as the coach because he had that personality.
Right.
And then everyone else, like, they were like a day player. So I would like put up a casting on backstage, and I was just like, for whatever role, for a scene, or like I needed you for an episode, and people would just submit, and then I just would go through like auditions.
So cool.
That's wild.
That's unbelievable.
Go ahead,
James.
No. All right. I'm just curious. Like, so you wrote was it all scripted, or was there a lot of it like, did you guys ad lib it all? Like, cause like you said, you, G-Sun, and Wheels have like, you guys are really good together. Like, it's very natural, the three of you.
Thank you. We built the chemistry by doing that. It was a high school day in the life parody. I don't know if you've probably seen some of the clips, but maybe not the full thing. And so I called it A Real Day in the Life of a High School Hockey Player Senior Year. I had, for that, was like, here's the premise of each scene. No dialogue written, but this is where it's going. And we literally just sat down with like 2 cameras and improvised.
So you guys ad-libbed everything.
This was for the high school one.
Right.
That's how we grew such like a good dynamic and chemistry, because we were doing that, and it was so fun, but also we created this dynamic. So when with Full Ride though, because like I said, I learned a lot fast.
Right.
I did learn like, okay, I need to script things for organization purposes, and also like I need to make sure the joke is getting across that I have in my mind, because like punchlines are important. Getting to the next scene is important. And so it's fully scripted, the show, but there is definitely improv in it. And I can't, how much % of it's improv, I don't know.
That's not important.
There's definitely moments. It's following the structure of the script though, which is important to find in actors. Like when you're improvising, is make sure you're hitting the same beat. You're basically saying the same thing, maybe in a different delivery or different wording. Might be funnier, if that kind of makes sense. So
yeah, sure.
A little hybrid of scripted and improv, though.
Nice, very cool.
That's unbelievable. That you've just, I mean, that you've, for someone that didn't have like, like you said, like the prerequisite, like whatever training or whatever, not that you need it clearly, but that you just like kind of dove into it, and it's like all the success that you've had, it's like shit's hysterical. Like, so like good for you on that. So like at this point, now that you, like, it sounds like you're full on in terms of like acting, directing, like, writing, creating, all that stuff, creating, right? So in terms of like hockey, are you involved in the sport at all, like on ice, like you beer leaguing, like any like skills instruction in the community or anything like that?
I've done in the past. At the moment, I've done skills stuff like coaching stuff like that in the past. But at the moment, I think the biggest like pull I have like on the hockey community is like through the social media stuff where whether it's, me having influence by creating something that has hockey humor or hockey world, like Full Ride, it kind of has that impact where I don't know, in my situation, it's like if I can make people laugh, and I view that as a positive.
Sure.
I'll do these events and stuff like whatever whenever it comes. Like I did a few charity hockey events last year, and we're in like the community and meeting all of these people of all ages, and I mean I find joy in that. But no, when I stopped playing, I was very like burnt out from playing, so I don't do beer league and stuff right now. I really just I'll skate when an opportunity comes, and like one happened. With I was saying I met the hockey guys. We were in Wisconsin at a long drink sponsor. They sponsored the event, but it was a big pond hockey tournament. And we were in the community of all these hockey people, and it's still my favorite community. It's a great like hockey is a great community and group of people. I guess I don't know that many others like communities as far as like sports or different groups of people and whatnot, but I grew up in it, so I enjoy being around hockey guys.
Right.
Girls.
It's funny you mentioned long drink. You have a skit on, I want to say, I think it's on your Instagram, where you're sitting with another dude and you guys are drinking long drinks, and you're going, I spent 20 grand I went into debt for my kid to play, and he had no points this weekend or like in 5 games. Like when I saw that, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, that's like a lot that goes on in the youth hockey space.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
like,
I know.
I mean, it's wild, dude. I mean, like, so what was that a little like modeled, like, not after your dad, but like do you, or any other dads, did you see that a lot? Cause Scott and I see that a lot.
Yeah. It's modeled or inspired by many dads over the years.
Yeah, right there. Exactly.
Situations that I observed, being like over the top parents or even just parents that I meet, I think a lot is something I remember. It's a question I'll get a lot, but it's like I was doing some skill stuff, and for my friend, he has like a power skating thing up in Maine, but he had me on for a few sessions, and like the parent comes up to me and is like, hey, so like what can I do, with actually with his daughter. He said, what can I do for my daughter to make sure she makes it D1 and gets to the next level? I'm like, well, she's 10.
Exactly right.
You want me to like tell you my life story right now? Like every little thing I did to like there's no secret answer, and I get that question a lot, and I find that humorous that like it's just so important for these parents to try to get their kid to the NHL. And there's no in between. It's like, how do I get my kid to the NHL? And I don't know. I get it, I don't have any kids, but I get it. Like, you want the best for your kid. You want your kid to succeed. I think a lot of times it's the parent's dream and not the kid's dream, which that's kind of what I joke on in these videos. Like, I did one, it was a couple years ago now, but I've reposted it. It was a similar tailgating one, and I kept saying like it's like I was talking about the team, and like my friend is like, I just want to remind you, you're not on the team.
That was the one. I think that was it. You guys are sitting in like lawn chairs or something like that.
Yeah. I've done a couple with that setting.
Oh, yeah, you have. Okay.
Yeah, but I find humor in it now when I look back at all these different moments. But they're passionate. I get it, but some of them are very over the top. And yeah.
I think, just even for myself and like others, I think parents want to hear if there was anything that like you or the next person who got to a high level, like, is there anything in particular that you did, like anything that you would recommend, for, and I'm not asking you this question right now, although feel free to answer it, but like, that's the way like I kind of take it. Like like they don't do a great job of maybe like framing it out or like, whatever, but I think they're just looking for, some advice that worked for someone that made it. You know what I mean?
No, and I totally I laugh at it, but I get it. I understand like where they're coming from. It's just, I have that comedic view on things, and I'll simplify. Like I understand where they're coming from. They want the best for their kid, and they see someone who played D1 or in pro, and they're like, how do I do it?
What did you do? What am I supposed to be doing? Yeah.
They don't really know like the right question. They just want to know how they get their kid to do what you did.
Totally.
But to be honest, like there's not one thing.
Right.
It's years and years of it. I think you can't force it, but I think it's like an obsession. Like you're obsessed with this thing. Like so that in this thing right now we're talking about hockey. So it's like I was obsessed with the idea of being the best hockey player on. Well, I obviously wanted to make D1 and I wanted to make the NHL when I was a kid. That was like my, the goal, whether it was told it was my goal or not. It was like, it was my, goal. And I would be on a team. Like I got to high school and I was like I said, I was a little late bloomer. So there were people on the team better than me. And my freshman year, so like going to my sophomore year, I grew a little bit and I was like, I'm going to be the best player on the team this year. And I would stay after practice and I would work on shooting accuracy, like, and very obsessively want to become the best player. I wanted to be the strongest guy. Like it's competitive and just obsessing over being the best. And I think you can't really force that on a kid. It's either they want to do it or they don't. And that's why it's like, it's a difficult thing to answer because it's like, yeah, if they, put a lot of time in and obsess over this thing, like they can do it too. There's no secret camp. There's no secret, hey, you need to shoot 300 pucks every day, or, you need to go to this coaching, skating coach. It's just a lot of years of obsessing over a sport.
And reps, all these different reps. Yeah.
Are you?
Training smart, I should say, too, though, because you can shoot 100 pucks, but if you're just shooting it the same way, the wrong way, into the same spot, you're not actually improving.
Totally.
And I think that's a thing lost as well.
So do you see like your younger like self's obsession with getting better at hockey? Like, is that replaying itself now in the creative space and what you're up to now? Like, are you seeing like any sense of deja vu? Are you taking like lessons learned and applying them differently to like your next chapter?
I do try to learn. I'm very much an obsessive guy. Like I get it. I get set on something and I'll like obsess over it for sure. And I want to be the best at what I do. Whether it's like a competitive thing or I don't know what I just obsess with becoming. It's not even that I want to be the best. I want to be great at it. And it's not that I care if I'm as good or better than other people. It's just I want to be great at this thing that that I love doing.
Right.
So right now for me, it's acting and writing comedy and creating comedy sketches. And yes, I do try to learn from where maybe it was unhealthy during hockey and how I can have a balance, because I did learn during, probably too late, but during pro, less is more. And I realized that because it's so easy to get caught up in, especially with like creating, you see all these other content creators and you're like, if I don't post every day, like I'm going to fall behind. But then I remember, and I had that with hockey too. I remember one year, it was like after my sophomore year, I was like, I need to like get better. Or freshman year, I was like, I need to get my hands better. And I didn't take any time off. I literally stayed on the ice after the season. I never took like a month off or anything. And I just obsessed. And I was so burnt out during the season that year. And then when I got a little older and I started playing pro, I realized like I would not skate until August. I would I ended the season, say it was like April or May, and the season starts for the pro in October. I wouldn't skate till August. I literally would not go on the ice. And at that point, I'm a little bit more evolved, so I'm not going to forget how to play hockey. Like I'm in my 20s. It's a little different. I don't think like a kid should take 3-4 months off, but learning that like, hey, take a break is actually more beneficial than skating every day. If that makes sense. And
yeah, it does. 100%.
Yeah. And also I found this too, and there's going to be people who disagree with this, but at the point of when I was playing in the coast, like I wouldn't, like I said in high school, I would definitely be out there and doing extra work all the time because I'm trying to get better and whatnot. But when I was playing pro, I would do, a little bit that I needed to work on. But then I would just get off the ice. Like I wouldn't feel the need to stay on the ice for an hour longer. I would train smarter in the moments I was on and put all my energy into the moments that the time that I was on the ice, and then just, have a balance of being off of it and not thinking about it. And I found that was my best year of hockey because I was just so loose and like had a good balance. Like I'm not going to overwork. I'm just going to have fun. And I do that now with creating. I believe in like quality and over quantity and taking the time to write things and making sure it's like a great sketch rather than trying to make 5 fast and them not being that good. Kinda.
That makes a lot of sense.
With that being said, what is next for you? What's in the hopper?
Actually, I'm finishing it up right now, editing wise. It's I did a 10 episode sketch series, so it's like 10 comedy skits with 2 characters. It's a relationship humor, which I do want to kind of spread my wings a little and like not just do hockey related stuff. So this is kind of, I think relationship humor is relatable to everyone, totally. everyone experience. So I think it's a good like bridge to do more with rather than just hockey. But yeah, so I'm finishing that up right now. That's on the kind of where my mind is. And then I want to do more full ride but I just don't know what that will look like and when, because we like I was saying before we went on, like one wheels is stuck up in Canada, so that's a logistical issue.
We don't talk logistics.
What how is he can't cross the border to come into the US? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he had some visa issues. So he's stuck up there. Yeah. For X amount of time, and then we'll see. But yeah, I mean, if I do it again too, it would be nice to have a budget, but I would do it micro budget again if he was here.
Right.
Like I kind of would either have to do it without him or go up to Canada. But I just look at it as I'm going to let it grow and see where it can go. And in the meantime, I'm going to create some other stuff. So
that's awesome.
And are you happy with how it's doing so far? With how Full Ride's been doing?
Yeah, I can't complain. It's outperformed anything else that I've released as far as like a long form project. I mean, the first episode has, I think it's like 123,000 views. So it's like, I mean, I'm happy with it. I can't complain. I think it's a niche, which makes it hard. Like hockey, it's so there's almost like a stigma with it. It's weird because you watch a movie. Anyone will watch a movie or show about football players because it's so popular that like they know it's not about football. You don't need to know football to watch and enjoy the show, like Friday Night Lights or Blue Mountain State. But with hockey, it's so niche that like the broader audience will see hockey and be like, I don't know that sport. I'm not going to watch that. And so it definitely, it is limited in that sense, especially in America.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Right. Well, it certainly sounds like that show Heated Rivalry is changing things. I was talking to someone and they're like, we were just like saying, like, I play hockey, my son plays hockey, and they're like, have you seen Heated Rivalry? And I was like, I haven't actually, for no reason, just that I haven't. Yeah. And but it sounds like it's reaching a broader audience.
It's it is. It's a female audience mostly, though. Which,
yeah,
that's
a woman that said it to me.
Yeah, it's like a woman said it to us. Yeah,
yeah.
All right, you were
my
there.
stuff is actually like a heavily male. I have a heavy male audience.
Male audience.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me.
Crossover.
Yeah.
So I got one last. I don't know if it's like a last one. We should wrap it up. But thank you so much for your time. We're like a little over an hour now. So this has been unreal. Yeah. But just always curious about to ask people who are like so involved in like social media and that stuff. In terms of things that like maybe people get wrong when they are like anything. Do you find anything is like really misleading in terms of like people's perception of like what it takes to do what you guys are doing? Because just like even, and I'll relate it to my son and like hockey, right? Like he watches highlights. He watches highlights. He doesn't watch the whole game. I mean, he does sometimes, but it's just like, and he thinks that like it's just like this super distilled, like very focused, unrealistic view of like what the whole thing is. Is there anything that like you would say about like what you do and like what's going on in the world of social media that's just maybe misleading to people that are consuming it?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's funny, like that's a good like analogy almost with the way people watch the hockey highlight but not the full game, or they see the game on TV but not all the practice and stuff,
right,
that goes into it. Or even watching the game, they don't understand all the systems and like all the different things that are happening on the ice at the time, or going on in the mind of the player. But yeah, for me at least, so I'm kind of on this weird like content creator / like doing film, like where it's like filmmaking. So like for my show, like Full Ride, it's a lot of people, which I'm grateful for, a lot of people loved it. And when's the next episode? When are you doing more? When you like why'd you stop posting the episodes? And I'm like, well, that took me 15 months to make.
Wow, it took you over a year, really?
Yeah, because
no shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this is like what I mean with filmmaking is like, I'll give an example. So I wrote it. So I started writing it in February of 2024. I've finished writing like 3 episodes or whatever, and then I wrote 2 more. But so say I started writing in February, and then we filmed it in June and August of 2024, and then I finished the editing, and literally as I was releasing it in June with 2025 with the final episode. So
wow,
the editing is a big part of the post, the time consuming thing, but even just the writing and knowing the location, a lot goes into it. But that's not the case with every content creator. A lot of people just put their phone up and do content. It's like I try to make it more of a filmmaking thing, and feel like a real TV show, or as much of like a set as I can with the budget that I have. But so yeah, for me, I guess there's a lot more that goes into it than I guess what meets the eye. I think most people think I just put up a camera and start talking, and it just happens. But I actually put a lot more thought into it.
That's cool. Well, listen, I hope you made the first 5 were awesome. I hope you come out with a season 2 or a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it's going to be, because it was funny as shit. Like it was really, really well done. And you keep saying micro budget. I could not tell that it was a micro budget. Like I would not have guessed that when you said that.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment. That because it's filmmaking is expensive too. That's another thing people don't realize, like how much a movie costs to make. So yeah, I appreciate it. I did what I could with the money I had and the editing and stuff. So I appreciate that.
So to all of our listeners, go watch his Full Ride, and then go to his Instagram and go buy his White Pine hockey sweatshirts and swag so he can make a season 2.
Yes. So on that note, Pat, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, I'm on I get all the social media apps. Instagram is pshea25. The other ones are Pat_Shea. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
All the things. Yeah, we'll put all that up on the show notes when we put this up. But listen, I got to say, first and foremost, know you're busy. Thank you so much for taking some time out. It was super to get to know you more and just hear about the creative side of things and kind of like what goes into that, because you're making us all laugh, dude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on. This is great.
Yeah.
No, this is awesome.
Definitely. Appreciate it, Pat. Thanks so much, Pat.
All right, Pat, man. Have a great night. All right, everybody, welcome back from an amazing interview with Pat Shea. Dude, that was amazing to talk to him, to learn more about the mastermind behind the Hockey House.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that guy is just like, I'm so impressed on how he's, transitioned from hockey player to like, I don't know,
director, writer, actor,
hockey culture.
Yeah. He's a very talented guy, clearly. It's funny how, he like, I wonder how long he's had that bug for.
I mean, it definitely happened during college, right? Because that's when he started doing it.
Yes, but I wonder like if that was like when he was a younger kid. Did he say it? I don't. If he did, I missed it. But like that's impressive that he kind of. It's funny he said that when he got drafted he thought it was awesome, but he's like, was it my dream or was it somebody else's dream?
Exactly. And then he went to development camp like 5 times.
He's like, Southern Florida was great though.
No, dude. And then his dad has a Stanley Cup ring as being a scout for the the Avalanche.
Yeah. He's
so look,
there's into it.
I have to believe there's like especially with the brothers that played, it must have been like a hockey breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All hockey all the time.
All hockey all the time.
Yeah.
And look, he reached a high level, but ultimately saw that like he had other passions.
Yes, he did. I mean, clearly editing on the bus is, while everybody's playing cards in the back it's telling.
No, for sure.
He was clearly interested in doing some other things outside of ice hockey.
Yeah.
But it's cool that he took like his experiences in the game and at Maine and doing all the things he did, and playing, playing pro. Like he took those things and he made them into some pretty funny skits.
Yeah.
Like Full Ride is tremendous, by the way.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I'm wearing the White Pine hockey sweatshirt.
Oh, you fucking fanboy.
Yeah. I figured it was, you got to support.
Yeah, well, listen, that's true. I'll give it that.
Yeah. It's not fanboy. I'm trying to support.
Fanboy.
So I bought a bunch of things from the Pat Shea hockey store. No, he did not give them to us for free. Thanks, Pat. I'm just kidding. I didn't ask for anything for free. No, you got to support the guests.
No, I back you on that.
Yeah, and he's a funny bastard, so you can't. It's hard not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he comes out with next.
Dude, me too. And he said that stuff's not easy to do. It takes money.
And like the budgets he's working on, super small budgets.
And his one buddy is stuck up in Canada. He's one of the actors. He's stuck up in Canada.
They're on hold.
Not Jisun, the other dude. He's stuck up in Canada. Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly. He said that we could do it without him, but like, not like, the same. Do you want to go down that road? So it's like, anyway, yeah, I would love a season 2 of Full Ride. Yeah. By the way, just saying, Pat, season 2 Full Ride.
There you go. But yeah, no, that was awesome. And but so anyway, so we didn't talk hockeying on our side before we kicked off the episode, right. And also failed to do this a few times. But parents, please, no, we'd love to get any videos or clips or pictures of any of your kids that are putting in the work in the off season.
Yeah, so, Scott loves the name of that, by the way.
No, see that's
what's it called, Scott?
It's CHD Grinders.
It sounds like a bad dating app.
I mean,
right? I mean,
it could if listen. That aside, listen, we all know that the kids are putting in the hard work now, but part of what's interesting, what I'm interested in seeing, and although I can imagine, is like all the different things that I'm sure there's families out there that are doing unique things that that maybe other families wouldn't think are going to translate into like hockey skills, hockey strength down the road. So really, the whole idea is just to get other ideas and give props to the kids that are putting in all the hard work to level up their experience. So yeah, anyone wants to send in clips, videos, anything, stills of your kids putting in the hard work, send it our way. CHD Grinders.
Yeah, the stuff that nobody sees.
That's it.
When nobody's watching, right?
That's exactly it.
Other than the parents.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Well said, buddy.
I don't take credit. Yes, perhaps, but
well, yes, but well said by you.
Yes,
even if you didn't come up with it, it's well said.
No,
no, it's true.
I'm pretty sure I got that from the Hockey Think Tank.
Thank
you, Topher and Jeff.
Yes. It's funny you bring that up because I actually spoke to Topher earlier today.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you bring that up.
Yes.
When on a day when I literally spoke to him. He's been very helpful, by the way, to us. Kind of doing, and Jeff also, by the way, they've both been very helpful to us.
Yeah,
which is nice. They're pretty good dudes. It's they like to give back to the game, which is awesome.
Yeah, as many of the folks that we've spoken to, but
they do.
Getting
so true.
So hockey, you are about to do tryouts.
Yeah, so Tier 1 tryouts start tomorrow. I think our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. Tuesday,
and are you going to any Tier 1 tryouts?
Not going to any Tier 1 tryouts.
No Tier 1 tryouts from this guy.
Made some phone calls today.
Yeah.
Telling people that we would not be at any Tier 1 tryouts. One was particularly tough, Yeah, that was that. Yeah. But gonna stay and try to develop locally. Dominic doesn't think he's ready. He might be, but he doesn't think he's ready. So if he doesn't think he's ready in his head, then
right. Then that's no point in pushing.
Right, exactly. So
right.
we're gonna stay and I want to say have fun because I think he'll probably have fun wherever he goes ish, right? But he wasn't feeling it yet.
Listen, if it's a bad setup, it's easy to not have fun. If it's a bad setup, if you're not getting the playing time, if you're not feeling good about yourself, if it's a long car ride, if it's like all these things, look, I'm not saying he wouldn't have fun no matter where he goes. All I'm saying is that, there are situations where,
listen, you don't know what it would be until you do it. He likes to coach a lot, so it was hard for him to say no.
Right.
So that was not easy for him to say no to. But he's familiar with his team for the last 2 years, so we'll do one more.
Yeah.
And then figure stuff out.
Right.
Down the road. So
that's great.
So we're not doing anything tomorrow.
You feel relieved?
No.
No. Does your crazy hockey dad, what's the word I'm looking for? Mind your yes. Is that you feeling okay with the decision that's being made? Or you
no issues.
FOMO?
No.
You kind of put the stake in the ground?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No issues whatsoever. Listen, we left it up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever he was going to do, we were going to support him. And so we talked about things openly and honestly. We put down like pros and cons of everything on like we did like a Venn diagram.
Ooh.
Not really. I'm just joking. We really didn't do a Venn diagram, but we did a pros and cons list, So, yeah, no, I think he's pretty comfortable with what he's doing. Listen, like I said, it's familiar to him. And I don't think he's at the age where I don't think he needs, listen, Dominic's going to be a late bloomer.
Yeah.
So I don't think another year of doing this is going to be a bad thing. So hopefully they go win a AA national championship.
Well, that's a big claim.
Yeah, that's kind of like the plan. You know what I mean? I mean, the team is good enough to do it. So they came close last year. So listen, try to go for it again this year and see what happens.
National championship.
Yeah, what did I call it?
No, that's what you called it, but they didn't do it. I mean, this past season it wasn't an option, right?
No, it wasn't an option.
Right.
But we lost to the best team that we've seen, right? We lost 4-3 or 5-4, whatever, 4-3, I think it was.
So you're not right. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we're close.
Yeah.
We're definitely close. So we'll see. We'll see what another year brings.
Right.
Another year of development, another year of like kids getting older, bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
So hopefully hopefully it's a good season, and hopefully he learns and grows and all that good stuff. No, I'm not bent out of shape at all.
That's great.
No, it was not like again, because we kind of let him drive the ship.
Sure.
So it was whatever he was going to do. But ultimately he was a little more comfortable with
okay, good.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Great. Well, listen, the fact that it was,
it wasn't bad.
It was led by him, and he's the one that's has agency in the whole thing, and you're not pushing him somewhere. That's already a great start.
Yes.
He's going into it like, this was my decision. I'm going to own it.
Yes. I pushed him into things before. I did not want to do that again.
Right.
I really wanted no part of that.
Yeah.
So I listened to him and my wife, and I think he settled on a decision, and we're going to go with it.
Great.
And listen, another year of development, and we'll see kind of how he does. the coach that he likes a lot that we said that we weren't going to come to. I think he's going to do some stuff with him throughout the season.
Okay.
Like one-on-one stuff like that because he's a really good coach.
Sure.
So I think we're going to go down there and do some stuff with him. So that'd be because he's a good dude.
Yeah. You've always said that.
Yeah, and Dominic likes him a lot.
That's great, man.
Yeah. So so that's kind of what's going on. Are you guys doing like spring practices at all?
There are going to be some. We have not gotten those yet.
Okay.
No.
Because I would think that's coming soon because Tier 1 tryouts are tomorrow and Tier 2 tryouts are next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Definitely coming soon.
Yeah. So I would think the 7th, 8th, 9th-ish of April is when you guys are going to start getting back on the ice, no? Does that sound right?
I guess. Something like that.
Because Nationals just ended yesterday, right? For everybody.
Yeah.
So I would think that that's coming shortly.
Yeah. No, it's definitely coming shortly. And then, before you know it, it's going to be summer. And then before you know it, the hockey season starts again.
Speaking of summer,
yeah.
Dominic and Otto have signed up for the Princeton ice hockey camp.
That's true.
Yes. So we love Princeton ice hockey. So and we have a big New Jersey listening base. So I recommend you guys going to try to sign up for the Princeton ice hockey camp. It's being run by all the coaches. It's being run by Coach Sire. It's being run by Coach Jones, the other two guys. Scott and I are doing it. Our kids are going to sleep there. I want to say it's the Scott, you want to look it up for me?
Sure. I'd be happy to do that. Let me look that up as you're typing on your computer while you can't look it up.
Well, you could probably do it quicker than me. All right. I got it.
No, you can't.
It's
you just did it faster than me.
All right. So the Elite Tiger Camp. So Dominic and Otto are doing the 20th through the 23rd. There's also the 13th through the 16th. So for you Jersey listeners, if you want to get in on Princeton's ice hockey camp, it's getting sold out. So do not wait. There's a day camper fee and then there's an overnight camper fee. If you've never been to Hobie Baker, by the way, it's an insane rink, and that's where they're going to do this out of. So go check out. It's on Princeton's website, PrincetonSportsCamps.com. Really, Dominic did it a lot of years ago. Yeah. We did it when Coach Karamori, who ran the women's team, was running it. I want to say it was like 18 or 19. Dominic was little. He was tiny. Yeah, he was probably like 7, and then COVID happened and they kind of shut it down for a couple of years. So it's back up and running now. I think last year it was at like the Mercer Chiefs facility. I don't think it was on campus last year, but it's back on campus now at Hobie awesome. Baker. So the rink is insane. We're trying to support, Princeton ice hockey, especially for those of you who live in Jersey. So go check it out. Like I said, it's July 13th through the 16th. And July 20th through the 23rd, that's when Dominic and Otto are in. Day camper or overnight. Again, we like to support, local teams.
Yeah.
So we love Princeton.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And on that note, what do you think? You got anything else for this episode, sir?
What do I got? Congratulations to Hobart on a ridiculous season. They went 31-0. Dominic and I were there yesterday in Utica when they lost in the national championship game.
It's probably your fault.
In overtime. It's 100% my fault. They lost in overtime. So our buddy Alec Marsh, episode 33. 33. Is that what it is? Nice. So. Was the assistant coach. We went up to see them play yesterday. We went up Saturday, stayed over. They had a hell of a season.
Yeah, they sure did.
They won
hell of the last 4 seasons.
They won 3 national championships. They were trying to win 4 back to back. They came up 1 game short, just 1 goal short. They were trying to be the second team in history to ever go undefeated.
Oh, no way.
31-0. And they lost in the championship.
The hockey gods were not aligned.
In overtime, dude.
That sucks.
It totally sucked.
So close.
Totally sucked. So congratulations to Hobart on a ridiculous season, on a ridiculous run. I mean,
well, you should also congratulate the winners. No? Why not? It's an achievement.
Because I'm a Hobart fan.
I know.
Yeah, Hamilton College beat them in overtime.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for all the, Yes, for all the Hobart fans out there, but well done on the other team, Hamilton.
Listen, they beat them. I'm not sure they were the better team, but they did beat them.
No, you know, when you sent me the picture, I was like, shots on goal do not. I'm like, their goalie must have been standing on their head.
Yeah,
on his head.
You know, I have to tell you.
Or no. Not so much.
You know, it's funny. You know, I've seen Hobart play before. Like Dominic and I've been to see them play, and they didn't look right. You know, the first period they were lighting it up. First period looked good, right? They scored in the first. Hobart scored in the first period.
Did you say comfortable?
Hobart scored in the first period. Pretty like it wasn't long into the first period. They scored. They really owned the first period. The shots were very lopsided the first period.
Yeah.
And then like Dominic and I at the first intermission, we went to like he got like a hot dog and I got like a pretzel and we're eating it. So I went to use the men's room right before the period started, and I heard the puck drop while I was in the bathroom. Right, Dominic's in the hallway waiting for me. I heard the puck drop. 15 seconds into period 2, they score.
Yeah.
15 seconds. It was 1-1 for the rest of the second period, for the rest of the third period, into overtime. I think they scored with like 3-ish minutes left in the first overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and Hobart was rocking and rolling in overtime.
Yeah, they had some good chances.
Oh, dude. And then something happened and they came down like a 2-on-1-ish. It's on our Instagram. I think we'll really put it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
And that kid, that goalie, Damon Beavers for Hobart, he's like the kid's a rock star.
Yeah.
I think he won goalie of the year this year.
Way.
Oh, the kid's a stud.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. But it just shows you, and I told Dominic this, you know, and we see it in youth hockey all the time. You know, you don't put people away and you let them hang around. Even if you're the better team on paper, things happen, man.
Oh, for sure they do.
Pucks take weird bounces. You know, they outshot them by a truckload.
Listen, we saw it in the Olympics too. We saw how a team. Right. I mean, so it just goes to show you,
100%.
Never say die.
No,
never
keep playing hard.
Yep,
right?
Never quit. You never know what's going to happen.
It's so true. It's so true. So congratulations to Hobart on a ridiculous season, on a ridiculous 4 years. They're like such a wagon over there in Geneva, New York. Just one game short, man.
Oh,
it's a bummer.
It's rough.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
cool experience,
listen, I'm sure they're looking forward to next season already. I'm sure they'll be, even though they didn't win it this year, they got to the finals.
Yeah, they'll reload and they'll keep doing their thing.
Yeah.
That's an impressive program.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know.
All right. Well, good call to bring that up.
Yeah.
Don't want to miss that.
And good luck to any of our parents and their kids going to tryouts tomorrow. Or today, whenever they start where you are. And if it's tier 2 and your kids are older, it's starting next week. So good luck there too. What else? Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, following. Are we at 10,000 yet? Boom.
10,000.
I just refreshed my screen. We just hit 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Amazing, dude. Well done.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So thank you to everybody for following us. We really appreciate it. It's a pretty cool milestone. We got a lot of really cool things coming. You know, just hang with us.
Yeah, keep listening, keep sharing.
It's an awesome ride.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we're just getting started.
Don't be strangers. Feel free to write in. We'd love to hear your thoughts and just grow the community. Scott and I try to respond to everybody. Try to. Getting a little more difficult these days, but try to. You know. Yep. So if you have any questions, hit us up. And thank you so much for everything. Yep. Yeah. All right, my man. Until the next episode. See you guys on 61. 61. That's it. All right, buddy. All right. Later. See ya. Peace.